Welcome back to our now sixth episode.
Six. Wow.
Six, yes, sixth episode, and I'm super excited about. Like I said, I'm always excited about my guests because they are just dope in life and everything that they do. I have a very special guest. That we met under unique circumstances, and I want to introduce you all to Peter Gunz. Welcome to the smoke.
Thank you, man.
You're
It's
welcome.
about time. Why I gotta be number 6? I should have been like 3 or something.
Listen, we're not gonna go into why you are the sixth episode because I've been trying to get you on here since last year. So you want to go down that road?
Nah, it happened when it was supposed to.
You
happen.
want to go to death row early, or you want to wait for your funeral?
It happened when it was supposed to happen.
Okay.
It happened when it was supposed to happen.
So I have Peter here today because, like I said, we met under a unique circumstance, and I just thought it was, one of the best summers ever. It was like the ratchet fun that I thought I needed. I knew I needed, and I would do it again. But we did this reality show.
Yeah.
This reality show on BET. Many of you have tuned in. It's titled After Happily Ever After.
Streaming now on BT Plus.
Yes, streaming on BET Plus.
Go check it out.
So, before we get into how we met, I do this really fun segment called Welcome to Death Row.
Okay.
So, you get one opportunity to object to the question, which means that if I ask you something and you don't want to answer it, you get to object to it.
Okay.
Just like pleading the fifth, but you only get one.
Okay.
After that, you got to answer every other question. So you got to be strategic because, I'm coming with the questions because I want to know, the people want to know, the streets want to know.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? So on this first one, I'm going to continue with this particular question because it's a very hot topic. And my last guest gave one of the most unique responses, and I wanted to keep with this format. So, marry, fuck, or kill. I'm going to give you 3 people, and I'm going to keep with the same people from the last time because I want to get a different perspective from somebody else. So, you get to either marry, fuck, or kill these 3 people: Lori Harvey, Michelle Obama, or Beyonce. The people want to know which one.
That's rough, man. All right, so you know what's hard about that question?
I know it's hard. That's why I added.
And Beyonce, I'm friends with Jay, and I'm cool with Beyonce. I swear I came up. Me and Beyonce was signed at Columbia at the same time. Jay-Z just my guy. So you want to
Could
I say minus Jay-Z, minus Barack Obama? Could we do that?
Let me see who else can I throw in there for you.
Only
Let
because
me remix
it would be wild disrespectful to say. Just Beyonce. I don't know Barack.
So let me do Young Miami, Lori Harvey, or Michelle Obama. You friends with Diddy too, so you know him too. So
no, I mean, listen. All right, let's just keep it where it is. Here's the smoke. Beyonce, of course.
Married.
Okay. I'd fuck Michelle Obama. Sorry, but that sounds so bad. But I would give her that work. And kill sounds so rough, but sorry, Lori. Sorry, baby. You got to.
Lori got to go.
Yeah, she gotta get hit with the hammer. She gotta get Come on, I can't even put she don't even belong in that category. Beyonce is my favorite female artist of all times. And I just admire Michelle Obama so much. Come on, you got Lori don't even belong in that.
I mean,
no disrespect, Lori.
No disrespect to her, but my last guest said that he would marry Lori.
That's crazy.
It was wild. I was shocked. So to
I don't
hear,
get it.
I let me tell you why people. I feel like people are so intrigued by her because as a man, y'all want the chase. Y'all want what y'all can't have. And it makes it more intriguing when you have someone that is pretending to be exclusive, but not necessarily exclusive. I'm just saying from my experience with y'all men, you
There
probably
is
have a
nothing that
different.
you could. There's no way.
You don't think she
No,
has.
listen to what I'm trying to tell you. There's no way that you're gonna convince me that, and you. It's nothing you can tell me about that.
I
There's
mean,
no
well,
way.
I'm not trying to convince you,
No, what I'm
but
saying, like I wouldn't even understand that perspective, no matter how you put it. I would never understand that perspective.
with Lori,
Nah, not up against Michelle Obama and Beyonce. That's
I mean, I
automatic.
get that. I get you have two pillars. And when you have these two
Icons,
pillars, these
especially
icons,
I
these
hate to say, it,
legends,
especially Beyonce.
yeah.
She's an icon. She is literally my favorite female singer of
Are you
all
going to the
times.
tour?
I probably will.
Did you
I
see
don't
them
know.
tickets?
No,
I'm ready.
I gotta call the guy to call the guy to call the
I'm
guy.
ready. I'm ready for
I
the
don't. It's
Renaissance
not even
tour.
about that. It's not even about to see it. It's just
It's
Beyonce.
just who she is.
Yeah, she's my favorite female, and I'm talking about of all times. People be like, "You mean like Billie Holiday?" And of all time, she just has the full package:
She
the looks,
does.
the dancing, the voice. And then it doesn't hurt that her husband is my favorite rapper of all
Yeah, yeah.
time.
Just legends all
Love Jay,
around.
man, and I love B.
One of my favorite concerts, top five. Of course, she's number one, but I did not expect when Jay Z did the 4/4 album
Hmm.
that I was going to overly enjoy that concert. I was able to go
Hmm.
front row, like right there in front of Jay
Hmm.
Z,
Right.
and I fell in love with his music, his artistry, like the message behind it. I feel like you have to be in a different headspace to really understand what he's teaching in his music because he's putting on a lesson that
Absolutely.
can be taught in schools regarding his transition. Like his transition and his evolution is amazing from where he started rapping about, the streets, and now
Yeah.
he's educating people on generational wealth. To me,
Facts.
you cannot beat that transformation.
Yeah, his first album and his last album are my favorite two albums because it's just what you said. So when you grow and your music grows with you,
Yeah.
you're not talking about the same shit, and you grow and you teaching, and it's for some reason like this. I never said this before, but I feel like somewhere along the line a light bulb went off in his head where he saw something and he
Yeah.
was like, nah, I gotta like nah, because on that last album, like you said, he taught. And back to that tour, a lot of people thought he was gonna be a walking in the park before Beyonce. Nah, Jay had that crowd.
Jay
He
was
controlled that crowd,
amazing.
didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like from his concert then to the transition of their concert, I was just like it was the best of both worlds. Like I know when we think about the best of both worlds, there was the concert, the tour that he had and the album he had with R. Kelly, but J and B were the best of both
yeah, I
worlds.
agree with that.
You were
I
guaranteed to
just don't
stand
agree
the
with
whole
number one
night.
concert.
Well,
Well, for you, for you, for
Beyonce
you, for
is
you,
the number one,
for you,
but for you, I know it'll be Prince.
Michael Jackson.
Um,
I got to
See,
see those concerts. You probably haven't got
exactly.
to see
I
them.
didn't get I didn't get the opportunity to be at a concert with
She's
those
there though.
two.
No, 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 no. I don't want to downplay Beyonce by no means. She belongs in that conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love performers. I love Chris Brown. I think is amazing. But again, I'm older, so I was able to see Prince several
Yeah.
times and Michael Jackson a couple times. So, but I think even Beyonce would give it up to maybe
Absolutely.
not Prince, but I think she would give it to Mike.
Absolutely. Who wouldn't
Yeah,
give it up to Mike?
yeah.
Like
Mike is
Mike
amazing.
was just insanely talented. Like that man could do anything he set his mind to.
Facts.
I've never seen, even in this time now, I've never seen fans faint like they were
Yeah, no.
with Michael.
In other
They could
countries,
be in the top of the stadium
other countries,
fainting.
and you talking about China, Japan, Jakarta, Indonesia. These people that don't even they're not even from here falling out of a black man from
Man,
America.
a black listen, listen. Mike is Mike. Like I still enjoy watching their documentary.
Kids,
It's
man, my kids discover Michael Jackson, and it's like living it all over again. I had the jacket, I had the
exactly.
gloves, I was dressed like him, danced like him. Yeah, But with that being said, Prince is my favorite singer and artist of all times. Him and James Brown,
And we can't,
Miles Davis,
talk about music
Bob
without talking
Marley.
about, your stint, your history
Mhm.
in, the music books because y'all did something amazing. And I tell you all the time, like, even with the generational gap, music sees no bound. Like if
Good
the
music.
good music
Yeah.
is going to transition through generations. And I know I told you I remember being in the skating ring. This was back in the early 2000s, and y'all song would come on, and like it was just like a natural, response for us to have a really good feeling to y'all music. It wasn't degrading.
Right.
Our parents wasn't, censoring our music, because we had No Limit Soldier out, and our parents were like, "No, you can't listen to that." You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? We got to censor. So it was the ability for it to be able to, for y'all music to be played in freaking skating rings.
We
You
had to do
know?
clean versions, of course.
Exactly.
But at this, it was more amazing to me because being from New York, I never dreamed of having a hot record in the South or the West because the record was so local. It was about New York. It was a long hook, 16 bar hook.
Mhm.
It was about Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens. But I ended up going to do versions for the South, and yeah, it took it platinum. But yeah, it was amazing to come down south, to come to Dallas, to come to Louisiana, to come to different places that I never dreamed in a million years would be playing my music. It was like, wow, they screaming if it wasn't for the Bronx in New
Yeah.
Orleans, really. So it was an amazing trip. And again, goes back to that tour, the early days of that tour. We was with Destiny's Child,
Yeah.
and we would go and do the Soul Train Awards, and we had did a song Mariah Carey, so we had to perform on the Soul Train Awards. And after that, go back to the hotel, and Beyonce be with her mom and her dad and Michelle and them, and they'll be watching the awards in their room. Like, yo, we get ready to watch the show. But I just watched them from then, just with their parents on the road with them, just
Mhm.
grinding, man. And it's a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah.
And to know somebody and not see that. I didn't see that. I would be a liar to tell you I saw with Beyonce because I'd be a straight liar. But to see her become who she is now is it's amazing. I love me some Beyonce and I love me some Jay-Z, and not just as friends, as because I haven't seen her in years. But Jay I've seen. But just as a fan,
Yeah.
I don't mind being a fan of people that I admire. So
Okay. Well, we're gonna get into
let's go.
how we met. And so the one thing that I did last year is during the transition of being a lawyer, I said to myself, I was like, I do not want this profession to control what I can do, what I want to do, and what I enjoy because that's what I saw. Becoming a lawyer, I saw people submit to the profession and allow the gatekeepers to actually forecast how you were going to transition or transcend through the legal profession. And I was like, you know what? Fuck that. Like, I work too hard to allow the gatekeepers or whoever y'all think y'all are to try to dictate who I can and I cannot be because I grew up in the hood from the projects of the projects. And I'm saying this is not, I'm not being authentic to my journey if I allow this to happen. So I got a call for a reality show. Like, I think it was February, and I wasn't going to answer that call. And I was like, who is this number? Because when I see numbers, like, if your number ain't saved, it's either spam or like, who are you? So something just said pick up the call, and it was like, "Hey, we want to cast you in this reality show." I was very dry. It's like, what? What? Like, how you know me? Kind of like the conversation we was having in the car when it was like, when people try to follow you on social media in the old days, you're like, how you know me?
Right.
So they gave me a little bit of the background. They didn't give me all. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm trying to do something different in this season. Let me try something that is not normal for who I am and what I actually do because I'm a private person. So went through the whole process, ended up being selected. Of course, I don't know if it's the production company or BET did not tell me anything. I know you probably knew more. Y'all knew more or a little bit more than what we did.
Not everything.
So when I tell you, it was like a roller coaster because once they told me it was going to be in Kentucky, I was told that later. I was like, listen, Kentucky was not on my bucket list. Why would you think that
Kentucky is
Kentucky
not
is
on nobody's bucket list.
I was like, I was never going to Kentucky. So I was like, you know what? I've already signed a contract and read over negotiated terms. It's like, let's do it. So I get there. Nobody wants to tell me the basis of the show. Nobody. And I didn't learn until I was on my way to the first mixer. And I'm sitting in the car like, this is my reaction. I'm like, what? So you want me to be interviewed by somebody X? So somebody X can dictate if I'm qualified to date their ex who they felt was not qualified to date them? It's not enough alcohol right now that is going to make this make sense. So
that's hilarious. I never looked at it that way. That's true. I never looked at it that way.
So that was like, girl, listen, this is what we do. We go to these mixers, we drink the alcohol for free, and we go back to the hotel and have a good time. So that was why I was like, oh, that's lit. Let me go. Let me drink. And the alcohol was alcoholing at the mixer. So get there. I didn't have any reservations or any anticipations of being selected. I was more so focused on the bar because it had been dry at the hotel. So I'm like, I need some libations because how else am I going to get through this?
Right.
And then you picked me.
Yeah, on your first day.
So tell me what your first impression was.
Well, I thought you looked amazing. I mean, you're beautiful. That's a no-brainer. So automatically looking down and with no, I don't want to, because it's, I said some things on the show that some of the women that I was dating or looking at was offended by. They thought that I was making a big deal because you was an attorney. Because they said, all you kept saying is, and she's an attorney. But I said that a few times, but the show, for some reason, kept editing that in. That's what that was. But I thought on top of you being beautiful, being a prosecutor, you just seemed like just laid back. And you wasn't in like, yo, select me. You was that attitude that you said you came with. I just came to get a drink. I'm chilling. I saw it. It wasn't like you was like trying to even chase after Amina or Melissa or nobody to try to. So I like that about you. But automatically, I don't know if I told you this already, but I immediately told Amina that's the one. And Amina was like, nope, you can't just do that. It's up to me. And I was like, nah, you already. So I said, no, I want her to come in. I want to get to know her. So it was after a couple dates that, and it wasn't, like I said, the women that I dated weren't bad. I just wasn't there. And then yeah, you came in and it was cool. But just like they lied to you, they told us the women understood exactly what the show was about. So I said, they know they're about to come in here and date an old ass dude with 10 kids and this dude that was in jail for. They know. He was like, yeah, they excited.
Yes.
I said, you sure? I said, that's crazy. And, you know, it was Nika that gave me the wake-up call and said, we had no idea. We saw y'all. We was like, where's the guys at?
Exactly. Exactly. When I tell you, when I was
disrespectful.
It was the attorney in me. I tried to get as much information as I could, but they would not budge on the information. I was just like, why is it such a secret? I'm here. I didn't, move my schedule around so y'all can't tell me
Right.
a little bit of what's going on.
Terrible. So imagine me thinking that y'all excited to meet me because I was like, it don't make sense to me. Like attorneys, everybody. Listen, man, all the women were beautiful,
They were.
in my opinion, and everybody was doing their thing. Everybody had stuff they were doing,
Yeah.
going for themselves. Most of them, no kids, like yourself. So it was like, really? Why would they be interested in? But okay, let's go. And sure enough, y'all had no idea. But it was dope because the flip side of that is you got to meet me and know me, and I got to meet you and know you, and it was a good thing. I'm glad it went the way it went.
I think one of the
And I kept you, and we stayed, and I was with it. To me, I'm glad I did that too.
What the viewers did know, because I saw on Twitter, like y'all was coming for a lot of us on Twitter. Y'all, them Twitter fingers be twittering. They didn't know it was hot as hell, hot as the slave ship.
Insane.
In that house,
AC didn't work.
the AC was not working. So when you mix alcohol with heat, especially brown liquor with brown people, it was a lot going on in that house.
But you didn't do. I didn't see anything. I think the only flack that you might have caught was dating me.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, I didn't know people didn't like me, that I never met, because you picked me, and I was just like, what did I do to you?
Oh my God!
Like,
you had people from your school, people that you grew up with, talking crazy. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, listen, Twitter, those Twitter feeds on when the show would come out, and this is my only disappointment about how the show came out, because it was amazing. If you were there and you went through the process, they had so much that they could have pulled from in the direction of the show. That's my only issue, was it was not promoted enough.
Oh, definitely.
It was the machine that is put behind all these other shows was not put on this particular show. And I mean, the cast was amazing.
Yeah, it was good.
The chemistry that, of the stories were cohesive, but they didn't put enough behind it for people to actually get what we know they would have got. Because it was from hot tubs to late night. Everything happened after midnight. Nothing really happened during the day.
A lot of craziness.
Everything happened, but after midnight. But I remember the one thing that always stuck with me is when you said that, take reality TV for what it is, because it's not really reality. Is that what reality TV is in these days? Like,
I mean,
are people really sharing their true, authentic stories? Because I think the last true, authentic story was your story on Love and Hip Hop.
Absolutely. My story was, 80% of it. You know what I mean? TV's gonna do TV. You know what I mean? But my story was on Love and Hip Hop, very real. You ain't making up babies. You're not making up being caught up between two women like that. My problem with that is that's all they focused on. There was other things going on that they never showed, or they'll film it just to shut me up and never show it. But the reason why I told you that, I saved somebody's life on this show.
Yeah.
There's no mention of that, no talk of it, no show. So I'm used to that. They only want to show the bad. Oh, he's jealous of Tara and her dude. He needs to get over her and let her move on. I wasn't doing that the whole show.
The edits were editing.
But I still listen, with that being said, I still thought it was a good show.
It was a great show. And I was even more appreciative because even as a lawyer, we are told not to go past what we're doing. So when you have someone that has something to lose, and not saying that or to downgrade anybody else in their profession,
right?
But when you have gatekeepers that actually track what you're doing and report back, and you have to maybe answer to someone, then it makes the things that you do and the moves you make, you have to be more strategic by it. So I appreciate that BET showed me for who I am and not what.
Absolutely.
And it was because I was concerned. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I don't know how they gonna make me look,
Nah, but
but
you didn't do nothing that was just to be honest with you, there was nothing they could have done. You didn't do anything out of line. What they showed is what you gave, and that was that. And what I admire about you, just to be honest with you, um, you don't limit yourself because of your profession. There's a lot of people in your profession I've dated attorneys before.
mhm.
They limit themselves and they won't do certain things and they don't want to be seen in certain things. Even even with me, it's like you on the other hand is like I used to tease you about your Instagram. Yo, what are you doing? They could, you, I don't give a I don't care. I don't do my life based on that.
Yeah.
It's not inappropriate. So I admired that about you as well, and to me that came across on the show too. Like you're gonna do you. You shit. Can we tell this story? You came to the show and have your family calling the show like, where are you? You didn't even tell your people you left. They emergency
Yeah.
police showing up looking for you.
So yes, let's talk about it because it was the most dramatic. Because, like you said, I try to live my life on my terms because I'm not gonna lie, I did allow the profession to um take control over who I was and not show my true authentic self. But I realized that I wasn't being true and genuine to the the purpose that was put before me in order for me to get to where I'm going on this journey. So when I started realizing like these people don't give a fuck about me, this is they would fire me and put somebody else in this position. So let me capitalize off of who I went and put in all this work in to become and not let somebody who don't give a fuck about if I eat, drink, shit, or sleep. They don't care. So that's one of the reasons why I chose to not be so submissive to a profession because so many things out there that you can do. And I know just by doing this show, I've had a lot of other lawyers and attorney friends and people say, hey, I want to do that
Mm,
just by me doing it. And you never know who you're going to reach
right.
by just being yourself. So before I go into what transpired behind closed doors, we're going to take a commercial break. We're going to come back to you and we're going to, spill all the tea that y'all didn't get to see because y'all didn't get to see it. So we'll be right back. I wanted to share 3 free tips that you as a business owner can do yourself before coming to me to help you through the remainder of the process. You can check to see if the domain name is available. You can check with the USPTO to see if the name you want to trademark is available. You can check with the state where you want to form your business to see if the name is available. These are 3 free things that you can do on your own before coming to me. As a business owner myself, I understood and understand the expenses that come with setting up and forming your business, which is why I provide to not only to my clients, but to you, free tips that you can do to save money before coming to an attorney. Now, if you're at that stage where you're ready to take your business to the next level to protect and form, all you have to do is click the link in our bio and set your consultation today. And we're back to spill the tea. So let's get right into it because only a select few people know exactly what went on behind closed doors. So, being that I'm a very secretive and closed out person, like I don't like everybody in my business, I only told my best friend, Jess, and my sister, my oldest sister, what I was doing. I told some friends, like, hey, I was going to be on this reality show. Didn't give them any details or when I was leaving, none of that. So it surprised me, like the night that I got picked, which I was not anticipating. So they tell us to make sure your bags are packed because you never know. And I was like, okay. So I packed my bags, but I didn't pack it in a way that I felt like, oh, I won't be back. So when I got picked, my cell phone was at the hotel. So I had talked to my best friend. I actually FaceTimed her when I found out what I had actually got myself into because if you know me, everybody knows that Thelma gets herself into shit she ain't got no business doing. and she just got to roll with it. So I was like, girl, I done did it again. I done did it again. She was like, girl, you always doing stuff you ain't got no business. I know, girl, but I'm gonna stick beside it. Um, so she knew, and I had texted my sister before I left the hotel to come to the mixer. Well, my phone was in my purse that they left at the hotel. They didn't grab everything, so I could not like update my sisters or anything, which they were perfectly fine. But there was another person that was concerned. I don't really think they were concerned. I think it was more jealous than anything that reached out to my sisters and my sister and my best friend and made them feel like I was in danger. Contacted production, contacted the local authorities, and I get woke up like at 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, your family thinks you're dying. Like, call your family. They think you're in danger. I was like, what? We already in this hot ass house. So when you go to sleep, you went to sleep with the notion that, oh, I'm comfortable. Right. So I'm waking up in a panic, and I had to tell my sister, I was like, girl, I'm okay. And my best friend. But some of the other cast that were at the hotel, I was like, girl, they came knocking on our door. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was so embarrassed. And I was just like, that's what happens when you don't let people into your world in a way that they want to be let in. Right. And that's another thing with boundaries, learning how to put people in a space for them not to violate those boundaries. And that was just an indicative that my boundaries were not being respected.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that was some tea that never made it out. That is still probably in the vault that they probably can use when doing look backs on the filming of After Happily Ever After.
So many things. The night I picked you, remember I came and said, "Where's my girl?" They said she's gone. I said, she's gone. I just picked her. It was like, yo, she got to go get tested for COVID. I was like, what?
Tested for COVID, and mind you, I had got COVID in June, like 3 weeks prior to the filming, and I was like, "There's no way I got COVID, y'all. I ain't."
But they said you was
exposed for the hotel, but I was in my room the entire time, so I was like, "Ain't no way." But I know how COVID be COVIDing, and I was just like, "Y'all go ahead and test me," but I'm telling y'all, it's no way that I'm going to have it 3 times in less than 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird for me because I'm like, what does that even mean? It was like, you might have to shoot this again and pick somebody else. Mm-hmm. I was like, you got to be kidding
me. Yeah. And I was going to be in quarantine on my way back to Texas because there was no way I was staying in damn Kentucky in with a positive COVID result.
Because me and Jeremy was outside we was like, wait, what? Mm-hmm. They kept, everybody was like, yo, don't move, we gotta shoot this again. I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, yo, they sending them back.
And
holy shit,
thankfully nobody ended up with COVID.
Yes.
And we were able to have a good time, and we ended the show.
Some people ended up with COVID, not us.
Oh, okay. Oh, the loss. Okay, it's kind of legal, so let me stay off of that. Mm-hmm. It ain't my business, and I ain't part of HIPAA, so ain't nobody about to sue me. Right. That's not my business. But so after the show ended, the show ended, and everybody went their way. So I asked these questions to just men in general and females. Because people want to know. People want to know your business. People want to be in your business. People want to know if you're in the streets or are you out, or are you inside. So, are you outside or are you inside? Inside means that you are in a committed relationship, in an exclusive relationship. Outside means that you are single, dating, you figuring it out, you doing your thing, you in the streets.
Yeah, I would consider myself in the streets. Sound terrible. But no, that sounds terrible.
But I mean,
I say it as a joke. I always be like, I'm in these streets, but I'm not. I'm just at an age where that's just not. It's not, I've done it all. There's not much more I
You've
could do.
done it a
You know what
lot.
I'm saying? So I'm tired.
You
So in
tired?
the streets is not the proper saying. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, single. I'm
Figuring
single,
out,
trying to figure it out,
navigating.
navigating. That's
So you are, how old are you now? Because you just had a
54.
birthday. Birthday. So being at, and I say this, being at your big age. This is a big,
Yo,
big, big
being the
age.
old motherfucker you are, Gunzy. God,
Why are you single? What is it about your past experiences that has not changed what you've done in the past to where you could be in a committed relationship right now?
no, I can be. I want to be. I think it's the best time for me. It's just just waiting for the right thing to mesh.
Are you waiting for the right thing or the right time for you? Because we do that. I've done it. I've said I've met amazing men and I have put a stopper on it because I didn't feel like I was ready. And oftentimes it does not necessarily mean that you're not ready. You are self-sabotaging yourself out of being with a person that was sent and meant for you because you have gotten in your head and said, "Oh, it's not my time right now." But it in actuality it could be your time. But you have
Absolutely.
allowed that time to pass you
Yeah.
because you have gotten in the way. So are you
Well,
doing
it's
that?
a combination of things. It's I don't want to do the same thing. One thing that I refuse to do is hurt anybody else, and embarrass or do that to anyone else. One, two. I don't want just because I'm ready. Don't mean just jump into it. Just make sure I want be a hundred
Mhm.
percent clear. That's what you and this person wants. Like you're not frustrated with them. They're not
Yeah.
frustrated with you about And then I have a whole lot of bad habits that I got to get rid of. And one of those habits is not listening and not being an open book and just so many things that I have to do better with that I acknowledge because I've been a bad boy for so long.
Mhm.
And I hate to say it, but they were like, "Yo, you can't teach your old dog new tricks." So I just trying to acknowledge that I could do better.
Yeah.
I it's but I know for a fact I'm ready. I just want to make sure I'm not here to hurt nobody or just rush into it because I'm tired. I need to chill.
Mhm.
But yeah, dating and being around different women and dating different women, I'm not interested in that no more.
So would you say that one of your issues is communication?
Definitely communication. Definitely. This is gonna sound real fucked up. I'm so accustomed to lying or being late or just ignoring or some habits that's just terrible. I still do it out of habit, and I want to do better with that. So just got to get better. You know what I mean in those areas. But definitely, it's time to chill. I have older children. And you can't
Mhm.
keep older daughters at that. That
And you got grandkids.
Yeah, and you can't have them running around looking at you like, "What's wrong with him?" Like you know what I mean. Even my daughters have conversations with me. So I'm not dating in at all like that.
Okay.
But and people don't notice about me. I don't like to be with a bunch of women. Like people used to get mad at me on the show. He's a player. He's just you didn't see a bunch of women. You saw two women. Now it's just two in between. So
Yeah.
I don't like a bunch of women. I like to share things with just one woman. I like to go to plays and movies and stay in the crib and watch and share things together. So people don't know that about me. They think I enjoy being with a bunch of different women. I don't.
So in society right now, there is a rush to get into relationships, get engaged, get married, all of that. I know have with me having a lot of great male friends, they often tell me and other female friends that they have that be conscious of men wasting your time because we know I've heard a man say he knew within a week if he was gonna marry the person that they married. And I've heard men say I've known within 3 to 6 months that this person was going to be my forever.
Mhm.
So is that really a thing in your world, or do you think there's some truth in when you meet someone, you know, within a certain time frame, it doesn't take years for you to date or figure it out if you're going to marry this person?
Yeah, but I think that's just common sense, though. I don't think that's just something with. I think, I think that's common sense. I think, you know, I mean, there's probably very few occasions where you dating this person for a long time and you go, you know what? Some people will say, "Damn, we got kids.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have, I got to get married. My mother don't frowns upon that, or it's I might as well marry her. She got my kids. You got those kind of things. You got some people that get houses together and build businesses together that they get married and they don't want to get divorced because then they separate things. Yeah, me personally, I want a big ass wedding. I want to be married. You know what I mean?
But how long do you think it takes for you to make that determination? Do it take you, like some men, like I said, for example, say that, oh, I knew within a week. I know some that say I knew within 3 months, 6 months, within a year. What does it look like for you when you have dated women? Have you known that, oh, this is just a fun time right here, or
Yeah, sometimes I can't. Again, I keep
it
it
depends?
varies from different people.
Okay.
You may shit. I may meet a stripper. You know what I'm saying? We dating, and in my mind, this I'm not marrying her. She just let somebody smack on the ass for $5. But then she turned out to be the coolest person in the world. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I'm like, damn. So you never know. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But there's also times you might meet an attorney, and she's smart and she's beautiful. It may not be clicking on all cylinders right away. It may take a little more time for you.
Yeah.
You've been in a bitter situation. You've been through a lot. She's been in a bad relationship, and maybe y'all didn't give it the full chance you should give. It takes time. So, like I said, it varies. But yeah, certain people you meet, come on, that's common sense. Certain people
Yeah.
I meet, and I'll be like, nah, this is gonna be just fun. Most of the time, you meet somebody and this is just fun. You
Do
meet
you
them on those
communicate
times.
it though? Because women, we become attached. We don't know how to detach as quickly as men do. Do you let the woman know, like, hey, listen, you're beautiful, you're dope, but I'm just trying to get, my dick wet for a
Nah,
moment.
nah, nah. I don't. Well, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not doing that because what most women gonna be like, yo, I'm not your fuck doll, my nigga. Like, go
Yeah,
find you somebody to do that with. I'm
yeah,
not the one.
exactly. But I think that although we say that we want that honesty, it's like when they become that blunt, we don't know how to take that. Even though we said, hey, tell us, communicate,
Right.
let us know. But you do have men that will tell you in that way, and then all of a sudden we withdraw, like, oh, I ain't wanted that real. But you ask for a man to
Very true.
communicate.
But I haven't listen. I had this conversation with my friends. If we putting it on the man, I got dudes that I gotta tell my man. She probably just want to fuck. She probably don't even like you like that. That should go both
It
ways.
do. It
And a
do.
woman can also be like, yo, I'm just having fun with this nigga.
Exactly.
You
And
know,
I
and the minute the man go, yo, I was thinking we should be exclusive, you might be like, wait, slow down.
slow down.
So you never know, it goes both ways, you know what I mean? But just speaking for myself, at this day and time, I want to settle down and I want to get married and I want to chill. I want to, I don't have a whole lot of time to be still playing around like
Yeah.
that. You
Your
know what I mean?
time is valuable. Like you have to
Yeah,
look at it
yeah, and I'm just
as if
tired.
it's, any day
I'm just tired.
could be the
But if I
day.
do date a woman that I know it's not like that, she knows it out the gate. Not because I told her. We both kind of like on the same page without even saying it. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, I'm not looking for that either type of thing. But I try not to date like that no more. I try to everything that anybody that I go out with is potentially. somebody that I could spend the rest of my life with.
Yeah, because you on borrowed time at this point. You done did your, you done did your thing.
I did my thing. I did my damn.
And speaking of doing your thing, let me ask you this because this is a topic that, people don't really like to touch. Especially men, because a lot of men do not like to admit that they've been cheated on. Have you ever been cheated on? So how did that make you as a man? What does that do to you when you know that your girl has stepped out?
I think this is going to sound terrible. Ladies, please don't. There's going to be a debate. Men take it worse than women.
Absolutely.
So for me, I've done so much cheating. Habitual cheater. Like, I could not turn.
You could be on the board of cheating.
Facts. I host cheaters. But I could not go to nobody, not nobody I was close to, not my dad, not my brothers, not nobody, and say, yo, guess what she did? That was going to feel sorry for me. It's just something that you had to be hurt and eat by yourself. And that was rough. I was losing weight. I couldn't.
Damn.
I was balled up in the knot. Yeah, I couldn't get off the sofa. I was in a fetal position for about 3 days.
That's funny because it's true.
Meanwhile, I cheated on this person multiple times.
Exactly. So
I couldn't take it.
When they get that lick back, and when they play in your chest and make your chest hurt like you played in their face, it don't end well because I've communicated with you that my ex cried.
You told me.
I've never seen this big ass grown man at his big age cry in my life. And some detrimental things had happened.
I was crying.
Big ass grown man at his big age cry in my life. And some detrimental things had happened.
I was crying too.
But it was like, you can only cheat on me.
She told me I look ugly when I cry. I need to stop crying. She was over it. Fuck you. Yo, you look mad. You looking mad.
The river that once flowed then turned into a desert. That's what men don't understand. If you cheat on a woman so much, that river that once overflowed for you will become a dry desert.
Let me ask you a question. I know this is your... Was he asking you all the intimate details? Like, did you go down on him? Did you take him back? Did he do all that?
No.
I did.
No.
I asked all the questions.
I think it was...
And the knife was going like this because she gave me everything I asked for. You sure you want to know that? Yeah. You sucked it. Oh!
So you went into surgery. Like, she went...
I wanted to know everything. I didn't want him to have nothing on me. I'm going to tell you what make it worse with people in the industry. They know who we are. And these niggas tell their friends, yo, you know Peter Gunz' baby mother? I did her filthy last night. Oh, I had her doing this. So all that's in your head even as an artist. Unfortunately, I used to tell women now, like, even though it shouldn't be a big deal, I used to be like, listen, if we in a room and somebody used to deal with in the room, just let me know. So I'm not the butt of his jokes with him and his man. Yeah. Why you need to know that? I was like, because they know who I am.
Exactly. It's out of respect, though. I've been in the same situation where even before the person even asks, I'm like, hey, I need you to know y'all roll in the same circles. So let me give you a heads up because I don't want to look crazy, but I don't want that person to look crazy without knowing because the way people, especially men, the way men
you told me that
today.
You did that for me. You told me at the show, you said, I got to tell you something when we finish so you know. And, you know, because I knew your ex.
Exactly.
I was like, all right, cool. That was cool. No, you definitely do that.
So,
I got to give you credit for
be
that.
upfront.
But you ain't telling me about the other 3 dudes.
Shut up. We ain't. Listen.
I'm just
bye. Because he be... You gotta watch him because he from New York and you know them New Yorkers are real slick.
Wow, racist.
Real slick with it. So let me ask you this. Because I have this thing that one of the toxic things that I did after a relationship is I held on to my ex's subscriptions for, I think he just cut me off like last year. So
So
we
you
broke
watching
up
Netflix with a whole nother nigga?
watching Netflix.
Oh,
Watching
you and another nigga tonguing
I
down each
gotta
other on HBO Plus?
all listen, watching Netflix, listening to my favorite streaming service, making playlists.
Oh, I'm wild petty. All that shit is off the
No, but this person just cut it off like last year, and I'm dry. I forgot who album had came out, and I was like, no, it was the Drake Her Lost album when that came out. That's when I figured out. I was like, oh, I'm about to turn her Lost on. It's about to get it cracking. I go and it's like log in. I was like, log in? What do you mean?
Nah, I changed
So
passwords. Fuck that.
it was non-existent. So I went even a step further. I called the person. I was like, did you turn off the subscription?
Yes, I did. You ain't gonna be having sex with no nigga on my account.
They was like, yeah, I don't need it anymore. I was like, it's okay. I went and got Apple anyway. You can keep your little, you can turn it off, even though it's been 5 years and I've been using it this entire time. So what is one toxic thing that you can think of that you did either during or after? Not cheating.
Toxic? What you mean, like custom subscriptions off?
Petty. Toxic. Because that was petty. I stayed on this man's subscription for far past the existence of us.
Man, I've done so much to women I've dated that I would try not to do anything petty after we broke, because I did so much shit during the relationship that I wasn't in a position to do anything petty. But definitely subscriptions is out the window. Now I'm gonna tell you, it happened to me too. And where she fucked up was, I would just come in the house and be like, damn, I was watching this. Why? Who was watching
she was giving out the login?
What I'm saying, no, what happened was, so my movie that I was watching, she be watching my profile. So where I watched it from is all the way at the end. I'm like, how I get back here when I was on episode 2? And so what ends up happening was, she was getting away with that for about a year, and then she made a profile. Her name on it. I said, you gotta be fucking you gotta be kidding me.
That's how you drew the line?
Yeah, because I guess I was messing up her movies on my, you know what I mean? So then that's when I drew, oh, nah, I'm changing.
I thought I was
the only one. Unlike you, she would never have told me.
I thought I was the only one. Listen, shout out to those who stay on them subscriptions. Listen, save your money, because if they was playing with you, just, stay on the subscriptions until they cancel it.
Absolutely.
And
listen,
then
I call
them
people,
and figure out
I call people for
their
passwords for stuff. I pay for Netflix, and I think I pay for Disney Plus for the kids.
Now Netflix
trying
to, come and cock block us right now.
I heard.
And
you got to pay extra or something.
The
right?
congregation, the ministry is not okay with that. Like, we're gonna have to, start a collection plate. We gonna have to, protest. We got to get together, because Netflix then lost their damn mind if they think that we're not gonna be sharing passwords. We're gonna figure out the hackers figure it out a way and let us know, and we gonna support y'all.
They will.
Yeah. So figure it out and get back to us. So now we're gonna move into the death row phase. So you gotta take your last shot.
Oh, let's go. I could take 2-3 more of these.
I'm pretty sure.
You know what I do. You know how I give it up.
We got the communion cups.
These little cups ain't doing nothing to me.
To you and your kidneys.
Yeah. To my liver.
So let's go. You already know the rules. Let's talk body count.
Holy shit.
Let's talk body count. Are you a pre-owned used vehicle or a certified lemon?
I'm a lemon. I want to say I'm a lemon at this point. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm a lemon, yo. I was a pristine Corvette years ago. I'm just a lemon.
Okay, at least you honest,
I might need an oil change in the middle of a session.
Okay. So, speaking of um, the sexual aspect, what sex position are you just like, hell fuck no, we would never do that. Don't ask me that. I ain't down with that. Go get somebody else to do it. What sex position are you just like, hell no?
Anything with me being submissive, like turned around to the back and anything asshole stuff, I don't do none of
Yeah,
that.
like I don't know why people like people playing in their anus. Like
I think as a man, if you got a thing for that, then you probably you got some gay tendencies or you gay. I'm sorry.
like I had to tell this guy who was coming for me, I was like, take the butt plug out your ass because I ain't the one to play with.
Well, I think I've had dudes say they request a girl to eat their ass out, or your G spots in your ass. How you know that, my nigga? Like,
Exactly.
I
Did you
don't.
stick your finger up in there to
Those
figure it out?
those type of games are just off the table for me. The only time that's ever happened is when my doctor is checking my prostate, and even then, it's a very hard thing for me. I have a problem with that, and that's not to offend nobody, but I think if your boyfriend got a fetish, or he lets you play with his ass with his fingers or butt plugs, or he wants his ass ate, then you probably should let him go ahead and move to Atlanta. I'm sorry, H. That was a low
Listen,
blow.
listen. Okay, last one. During oral, do you swallow, goggle, or spit?
Whoa! Pause. What the fuck you talking about? Pause. I should be asking you that. Swallow what?
Do you swallow,
Nah,
goggle, or
man.
spit?
I don't even know what the fuck you talking about right now. You mean you?
No, because women, when they have an orgasm, some have it in the form of liquid, some have it in the form of the vaginal secretion that comes out when they have an orgasm. So, are you catching it? And if you are you swallowing it? Are you goggling? Or are you spitting?
I don't know what you talking about.
So you will object to it.
Yeah, I'm objecting that one.
Okay.
That just sounds crazy to me.
Well,
Swallow,
hey,
goggle.
listen, that is the perfect way to end this show. It was, everything that I thought it would be, even though I thought it would happen months ago. But timing is everything.
It is.
So thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you. I'm so proud of you, and you're dope and amazing. And I'm happy I picked you in the show. There's no regrets
Absolutely.
there.
Hey.
And I mean, how much more could I say?
So tune in to our next episode, but enjoy this one because it was super dope and it was super fun, and you're going to get, some tea from our show, and you're
Facts.
also going to get, some inside scoop to some things that we like.
And ladies, for the record, I do finish. I just never goggle spit all I want to. I finish. You gonna be good. I'm gonna be good too.